Question. Now this is one of the likely WASSCE questions. It is under vectors, and so we are supposed to solve this question. Now the question says that if s is equal to negative 2, 4 and y is negative 3, 1, find correct to one decimal place. Now, one important thing that you should note is that the last time I talked to you, I explained that immediately the question asks you to find to one decimal place. It means that when you are done, you should make sure that your final result is also into one decimal place. X plus 1. What does the bar here means? The 2 bar tells you that it is to find the magnitude of x plus 1. So let's look at the solution. So the first part, you are given x to be negative 2, 4. And then you are given y to be negative 3, 1. And so we are supposed to find the magnitude of x plus y. In this case, we need to first find x plus 1. So for x plus y, we are going to have the component of x, which is negative 2, 4, plus, what is y? Negative 3, 1. So you also substitute the 3, 1 there. So negative 3, 1. Adding the 2, we are going to have minus 2 plus minus 3. Minus 2 plus minus 3 will give you minus what? 5. So we have minus 5, and then 4 plus 1 will also give you 5. So from here, we are now going to find the magnitude. X plus 1 gave us minus 5 what? 5. So the magnitude is going to be the magnitude of x plus y. We're going to be square root of what? Square root of what? Minus 5 or what? Plus 5 squared, right? Yes. Minus 5 squared will give you 25. So 25 plus what? That will give you square root of what? 50. And then 50, when you change it, it's going to be, is it 2 root what? 5. 2 root 5. How do you get it? 2 times what will give you 50? Or what are the numbers? 5 times what? What will give you 25? 10. 5 to 10. Am I right? So 5 times 10 will give you what? 50. Am I right? Yes. So what will be the two numbers? One should be a what? One should be a what? Two numbers, when you multiply to give you 50. One should be a perfect square, one shouldn't be a perfect square. So what are the two numbers? 5 and 10. 5 is not a perfect square. So you can leave your answer like this. That is root what? Square root of what? 50. Now, when you get the magnitude, it means that you have done, but the question says what? You should leave your answer to one decimal place. So it means you have to punch your calculator and find the square root of what? 50. What is the square root of 50 in terms of decimal? 707. But the question says you leave your answer to one decimal. So what will be the one decimal place? 7.1 units. Am I right? So we are done with the first part. Now let's move on to the second part. Pause it. Now the second part of the question says that we have P 6,4, Q -2, -2, and R 4, -6 are the vertices of a triangle named PQR. Alright, so before even you proceed, you need to draw the triangle and find out what they are really talking about. So the triangle is given by this. So we name the triangle PQR. So let's put down the vertices down. So for P, we are having 6, 4. Am I right? And then Q is what? -2, -2. And then your R 4, -6. So this is how the triangle will look like. And the question says, determine the coordinates of M and S, the midpoint of PQ. It means that, and then the midpoint of PR, respectively. It means that the M is the midpoint of PQ. So this assumes, let's say the triangle is what? The midpoint PQ. So PQ is this one, am I right? And so the midpoint means the number, it divides it into 2. And the name for that midpoint here is what? M. Okay? And we all know that it is represented by X and Y, because we don't really know the particular value there. And then also PR. The midpoint is what? So PR. So the midpoint, the number that divides it into 2 equal parts, is what? X. So that one also has X and what? Y. Now what is the meaning of midpoint? The midpoint means dividing it into 2 equal parts, or having half. So let's pick the midpoint. So half of P what? The first one, PQ. And that means that we also know that the position vector of PQ is, let's do the position vector of PQ is what? OP, let's do it. OQ minus OP. I hope I'm getting it. So half of this, the position vector. Half of the position vector. Please, are you following? We are supposed to divide this into 2. But in terms of the position vector is OQ minus OP. That is what we all learned. Now let's do the substitution. Half OQ is what? Q is what? What is our Q? -2, 2. -2, -2. Minus P. P is what? 6, 4. Doing our subtraction, midpoint of -2 minus 6 will give you minus what? 8. And then -2 minus 4 is going to give you. Now, this half is called a what? A scalar. So when it is multiplying the vector, it's going to multiply the 8 at the same time multiplying the 6. Are you with me? So we are going to have half times -8 will give you -4. Am I right? And then half times -6 will give you minus what? 3. Therefore, midpoint M is given by the point -4, -3. Are you with me now? Now we are also going to find the midpoint for S. And the midpoint is between P and R. So half of the PR is going to be half OR minus OP. Are you with me? That's midpoint. So let's find the position vector OR. R is what? 4, negative 4. Did you get it here? R is what? 4, neg 4. Neg 6, right? And then what is our P? 6, 4. So minus 6, 4. Let's do that subtraction. 4 minus 2. Then minus 6 minus 4 minus 10. Multiplying each term by 8. That's half. We are going to have minus 1 minus 5. So the midpoint of what? F is given by negative 1, 5. Okay, so